Hey smokers, Draga1 here, and today we're going to be installing Haiku, the operating system, because apparently it's not Haiku OS, as convenient as that would be. Let's take a look at all this research I did, yeah! Okay, so Haiku OS is BOS compatible, but not based. A single team is working on it. They write the kernel, use LAN services, toolkit, GFX stack, etc., which leads to some consistency with the operating system. Still uses other open source stuff as well, but it's not the core of the system. The Haiku organization themselves is a non-profit, and the operating system is under the MIT license. It's not Linux, and it does not use a Linux kernel. It is still an alpha and has pretty reasonable system requirements still. And the original OS was released in 2002. Now you're probably wondering, why in the hell are we doing yet another thing that's not Linux, but you said you were going to do Linux? Well, I was just wrong, okay? I was just totally wrong. I was going to get to it eventually, right? But I was just wrong. People have been asking me to do Haiku OS for years now. It's been probably ever since I really started getting into tech stuff on my channel, about 4 years ago or something like that. And it was request after request after request to do Haiku OS, and back then, I mean, I'm sure the operating system has changed a lot, so we're going to dive right into it. And I have good news. We have more SSDs to choose from. Let's start with this solid-state drive from Inland Professional. I do like this box because I'm pretty sure that this is the SSD itself right there. Now this is your regular SATA SSD, 120 gig. That was the whole unboxing there. So that's kind of neat. Plastic, but that's pretty common for SSDs, SanDisk SSDs. It also likes to state very clearly the read and write speed. So this is what we're going to be hooking up here. Finally, we're using an operating system that's new enough that won't just totally scoff at the idea of an SSD, and for some reason that SATA cable is upside down. And we'll plug this here as well, which has the SATA power upside down as well. So luckily it has the label on both sides, I guess. And since the casing is plastic, I won't mind just having it lay on the motherboard like that. Now we're booting off of a flash drive from my flash drive keychain, so we'll start booting this up. Now this motherboard, if you didn't watch the Dawn OS video from last week, this is the motherboard in question. It's a HP pre-built motherboard. That's our CPU, AMD Athlon, and 8 gigs of RAM. Let's go ahead and plug that in and power it on. And it crashed and rebooted. I really don't know what it just said there. Something about USB mouse storage. Okay. So it looks like the boot order was set to use the pretty much no-name SATA SSD, which is generic as hell. So let's go to boot, boot device priority. We got hard disk group. Aha! There's my Kingston Data Traveler. There we go. This is the most unusual BIOS I've seen for that. Not installed, not installed, not installed. So we'll do hard disk first. F10, save and exit. We booted Dawn OS on this computer before. I don't know why it's not booting directly from that anymore. Okay, so we'll wait a little bit. And it's boot looping. It won't boot off the USB. Okay, so instead of USB boot, got a DVD. Hirons, baby, yeah! So now you see we have a DVD ROM drive, change the boot device priority, move CD-ROM group up, perfect. Spinning up the drive. We got periods on the screen. A lot of periods. And it rebooted the system again. That's great. I didn't actually have to burn another CD. I just needed to swap the motherboard. Because it doesn't like this motherboard, I guess. Or it doesn't like the SSD that's connected, I guess. That's possible. I guess I could just disconnect it. Why is the answer to everything get a different motherboard? This is getting frustrating. And it boot looped again, even without the SSD plugged in. Now, one of the reasons I have to constantly reiterate what's happened so far is look at all the steps that have already gone down. So yeah, I guess we can go back to the other motherboard. How many times have you guys seen me swap boards out like this? Back to Gatorade. So now we're back on this motherboard, the G4 1M P23 with Intel Celeron E3400 at 2.6 gigahertz. This one's only a dual core instead of a quad core. I have a little bit less RAM here. Who cares? We're going to try USB booting again because it's definitely going to be faster than trying to install off of a CD. Oh shit, I forgot to plug in the SSD. Kingston Data Traveler. Well, we're currently at a black screen. So we're currently at a black... that's why I was going to wait. So whenever I put a box here like this, that means that that's a failure. So in theory, if I hit boot loop but didn't have a box, the next item would mean that it would boot loop until it worked. So as you can see here, we've got Haiku. Ooh. So, as you can see, it was loading little things at the bottom. Now, I read something in the FAQ about it is now using Visa drivers, and hopefully it doesn't fuck with my monitor here, because now it says a strong out-of-range message that isn't going away. Now, I could try a different monitor, but what I'm actually going to try and do is put a different video card in. Perhaps the Visa drivers, although they support a lot of different cards, it might not support the integrated graphics here. So I'm going to go ahead and try and put in this piece of shit. Oh, this video card is noisy. Loading stuff at the bottom. Is that out of focus? Aha! My idea worked. There we are. Now we're actually somewhere. In fact, are we booted? Well, we got to the desktop and we took 16 items on this list. We got different other things here. We got Haiku. Ooh. I like how this is running at like native resolution. That's perfect. Look at that window system there. Home folder. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, you can't really see it. Let's see. This right here has to be Mac inspired. You see that little when I clicked on it? Everything has a whoa, web positive. So I don't have the web on this right yet, but this is our little user guide if we want to mess around with this. Got bugs and stuff, you know, and close this. This is the... Is it BEOS or BOS? I have no idea. Probably going to fuck that up something good. Alright, so close the fuck out. And there doesn't appear to be a way to install it. Are we actually installing it? Or are we just running it off of a bootcd? I think the permanent marker is starting to get to me. Oh, God. Trash is the trash, man. Let's look at the apps here. They're all in a nice little list. They're not tucked away and hidden like they are in Linux. It's all there. Something called Poor Man. MIDI player. Dude, fuck yeah. All I gotta do is drag a MIDI file in there. Well, guess what I got right next to me? Mega MIDI! Except guess what I don't have plugged in? An optical drive! Well, we'll come back to that. Power status, screenshot, remote desktop, process controller, serial connect, show image software, TV. Whoop. Guess it's capture card ready. Web positive, that's our web browser. I don't know why any of this stuff is... oh, okay, the menu's over there. Well, I'm liking how snappy this is. About Haiku. And for those of you who are curious about the specifications of this, gives me information on my system here. Kernel build date, which is actually pretty recent. It's only been running for 5 minutes. So we click on this. This is like our start button, I guess. So we got applications. Those are all our applications that we saw in the other thing. Disk probe, examine device. Look at all this. Probe it. Oh, look at that. No surprise here that there's fucking nothing on it. Because it's a brand new SSD. Can we do that again? Applications. Disk probe, except this time let's do USB. Ah, there's shit on it. Okay. Applications. Haiku Depot. Ah, this is the package manager. Can't see anything because we're not online. Mandelbrot. Hey. Not bad. Oh, shit. Of all the places I could zoom in on the fractal. Yep, yep. For some reason it only does half of the screen at once. I don't know why that is. But it appears to be working. Alright. Not bad. Good thing to have on the system to show that something's working. Haiku 3D. Whoa. Look at that right there. That's smooth. Having little demos folders that has a lot of stuff in here is not a bad idea. Because it gives you something to, you know, mess around with and show that, hey, yeah, my computer's working. Apparently the installer thing right here is how you install Haiku. I gotta say, this has had a really good first impression for me, so let's keep going. I really like the UI. No partition have been found that are suitable for installation. Please set up partition and initialize at least one partition with the BE file system. So we're installing from our drive there onto choose the target. So since we don't have a target available, we'll go to SATA SSD. That's literally what it is called. Wow, that's generic as balls. So we're going to format this to the B or BE file system. We're going to format the disk. Most people initialize the disk to the partitioning system first. Well, I'm not most people, as you know, but I don't know what else to do, so sure, just leave everything default. Alright, very good. So, SATA SSD, that will be our target. Begin. And it just goes. No bullshit, no nothing, just loading bar. Bam. Installation complete? Are you shitting me? That was less than 30 seconds. Okay, well, we're not done yet. Hold on, there's some optional oh, okay, so I guess not. So that was it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the whole Haiku OS installation. That's probably the fastest installation of any operating system I've ever seen. Ever. So, let's see if I can shut this shit down. Shut down. Let's go to restart. And I'm going to unplug the bootable USB flash drive right here. Let's see if it will boot off of the SSD. There it is. Let me guess, this is the fastest fucking boot of all time. Oh my god, it is. Jesus Christ. Wow. It's a miracle, guys. And this is our SATA SSD here. And it has home and system, which has all of our apps. Man, that was refreshingly easy and quick. Oh my god, like a weight has been lifted. Like, I feel like I can breathe better with the exception of the fucking this. Wow. That's nice, man. This is slick. I really good first impression on me right now so far. Right now, desk bar preferences. Oh, I got a little puppy. What are you doing over there? I didn't see him before. Oh, because it was so small. Alright. So I guess I'll have more items the more things I have open here. So, an app. Oh, yep, there's another app right there. Okay, so demos. Let's do Mandelbrot. Oh, okay, let's see there. I'm getting things inside. I didn't notice that before because of how small it was. So it's sort of like the taskbar in Windows, except it doesn't show this huge blank area for all the stuff you don't have open. That's really smart, because on Windows, there's just a big blank block of pixels you can't use anymore, unless, of course, you hide the taskbar. But if you're someone who doesn't like to hide the taskbar, like myself, this makes a lot more sense. And then you can have things here, and it's understandable if this takes up space. I could see myself using this as a main OS if it wasn't for the fact that there is really not anywhere near as much support for applications on this than there is on Linux even. So that would be really tricky to swing, but possible, very possible. So one of the things I do want to look into is the Haiku Depot here, which is the package manager. And I want to see if there's anything on there we can download, because right now we don't really have a whole lot of stuff. So yeah, it's very responsive, very quick. Again, faster yet because we're on an SSD. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test out our audio by getting Mega MIDI on there. But first we got to shut it down. Shut down. Power off. Off. Jesus Christ, that was fast. Boop, bam. Fucking love it. Okay, we are booted up again. Can we see our CD drive? I didn't think about this. I'm assuming it's supposed to come up on there. Oh, okay. Under the mount menu here, there's our Mega MIDI. And now it's mounted. Doesn't mount automatically. Not that big of a deal. Let's go, well, okay, we'll test. I'll put it to none for a second. So, let's go to more MIDI. It's working! It's working! It's working! Some weird stuff going on with this MIDI file. Alright, so it's not perfect. Every time I try to stop it, it just crashes. That kind of sucks. Okay, let me try this one more time without the scope on, just in case that's fucking it up. Something called Boston Rain that was preloaded with Cakewalk Express. I'm like 100% familiar with the construction of this MIDI file, so I will be able to tell whether or not there's any problems with it. Perfect so far. This one's spot on. And it crashes right at the end. Okay, that's fine. So basically, if you want to stop your MIDI, it's going to stop big time. Now, I could sit here and play MIDI files all day because I'm friggin' obsessed with them, and I have been since I was like 11 years old. So we can't waste too much time doing that. So for the rest of the time, we need to figure out and take a look at that package manager. So this is Haiku Depot. Obviously, we can't see anything because but I can't search for them because we're not on the internet. So the question is, can we get on the internet if we try? Well, let me run a Ethernet cable over here and find out. Oh my god. What? Nah. Hey, that worked. Well, we're on the frickin' internet. So, hey look, it's my last video. YouTube privacy warning. YouTube owned by Google does not let you watch videos anonymously. As such, watching YouTube videos here will be tracked by YouTube/Google. Pretty, I wasn't trying to, like, advertise for DuckDuckGo or make any kind of privacy statements, but I mean, the things we put up with nowadays. Wait, watch here? Watch on YouTube? What if I watch here? Is it just... Interesting. I didn't know you could do that with DuckDuckGo. What are those lines? Hey, shut up. This is my video. Wait, can I get like a... What is going on? Let me just go to the YouTube page. So far, it's actually pretty good at showing video. Yep, and it crashed. Fuck. Yeah, so it looks like DuckDuckGo was the only way I could actually watch the video, which was kind of weird. It just had to friggin' destroy all of YouTube and just watch in this little embed here. Because I don't think I can do it any other way. See how I clicked ahead there? Everything's fucked up. I can't even see it. Okay, it's not advancing the video when I do that. Well, there's no way to actually forward the video. It says we're at 19 minutes in, 25 minutes in. But it's not anywhere near that time. Let's full screen it. Your browser doesn't support full screen. Well, that's great. I really just wanted to have picture-in-picture of, like, this inside of this. Stupid. Well, you can see that YouTube works, and search works, and shit like that, but what about going back to the Haiku Depot again, except now with internet? It's refreshing, just like this OS. Oh, what the fuck? Those are the repositories. Check for updates. Refreshing repository Haiku field. Okay, we got updates we can install for the OS, I guess. I could just do it. The rate at which it installed, and maybe it'll update just as fast. Well, while it's installing the updates, I can still go through some of the apps here. Got activity monitor. Ooh, nice update speed there. Nice. Okay, well, I'll just put that off to the side to see how we're doing. Okay, so let's see. Something called PE. Oh, this must be the text editor. Yep, that's a text editor, alright. Nice and slick. Disk usage. Ah, okay, so I can index my drive. Is this like disk inventory or grand perspective? Oh my god. Hey, look at this. Not too shabby. And then we can take a look at MegaMidi, which is the CD drive. Now, I think disk usage is another open source package because this looks really familiar. In fact, I think this was on Zorin OS. Is it actually like disk inventory or grand perspective? Oh my god! As you can see now at the bottom, we have some intermittent CPU usage as it searches. But here we go, MegaMidi. GL Teapot. Whoa! Look at that frame rate, yo! But look at that CPU usage, it jumped up to like half. And it's down again. Man, I like this super fast updating. So as you can see, we now have some shit. So let's install Office. There we go. So, apply changes. Okay, so I couldn't download that one. But is there Armageddon? Aww. Well, this is the entire list of all the thingies. I think the thing is that this is all BOS or BEOS software. And unfortunately, I'm just not that familiar with all of it. Let's get a breakout game. Having some problems downloading shit. Fail to download package. Like every single time I try to download anything, it just doesn't work. Okay, so I couldn't install anything. So it looked like the updates worked. I went ahead and already put a check mark down. But can we actually install apps? Gonna do a restart since it didn't work just a moment ago. So we'll try this. So if I uncheck show only featured packages, it'll just show me the featured ones which they approve of, I guess. So let's try this again, but this time, hopefully it'll work. See, now it works, since I restarted it. I like that. So for those of you who are familiar with different Linux systems, a lot of the time, if you don't want to manually install stuff, you got to use the repositories, use a package manager like this. So now it's giving me the option to open the game, and there it is. Now, as for things getting ported to this, they just recently, as of 2018, ported LibreOffice, so that's why I downloaded that. Or I'm gonna download that. This is smooth. Oh, I missed that? Oh my god. Whoa, look at all these goodies. Man, this reminds me of UBlast 95, man. Fuck my piss. What? So let's go to this and install LibreOffice. So thus far we can see MIDI works, Internet works, YouTube works-ish, mounting the CD works, running updates works, installing apps works. So that's pretty good. It may not have Armageddon, but it has fucking Open Arena and Yamagi Quake 2. So if I can provide the files for Quake 2, I can play Quake 2 on Haiku. Oh, well, I gotta do that. So I guess I gotta let this wait and download stuff for a while, though. Okay, I've got Quake 2 right here. Huh? Not really. Let's see. Expect my basic user folder. Packages? No. Settings. Let's go to. So I think it's because it's under system, but how the hell else am I gonna get the files in there to work? Because I mean, I can go into my home folder where supposedly I can change stuff. What do I got? Desktop? Mail? It's definitely not in mail. Don't know what that is. Oh! Oh, Yami Quake 2. Okay. Here it is. Never mind. I'm just retarded. The user folder needs to go into the user folder. God, I'm dumb. Alright. So while that's going, with that aside, we can play Open Arena. Open Arena. It crashed. Try one more time. I've just closed that immediately again. In the meantime, we can take a look at devices. ACPI controller. Oh, look at all that lovely garbage. Bridge, ISA bus, Intel Corporation computer display. AMD, what do I have? Radeon HD 2600. That's what that is? Okay. And a bunch of other stuff. Okay, so the file copy is complete. So let's see if I can actually launch it now that the files are in place. It's working. It's like in the corner, but it's working. It is in the corner. Okay. That's not what I was expecting. Can I do windowed mode? Let me see if this is actually playable before I change any settings. Oh god, I need to reset the controls. Oh god. Now, unfortunately, the music doesn't work, but not a big deal. So let's see if I can change the resolution here to the native, which should be that. Yeah, it worked? Ish. Oh yeah, it worked. Oh god, I'm dying. Oh god, I'm dying. Okay, we're good. Well, I will say I was not ready for the breakthrough that is Quake 2 on Haiku OS. So, definitely not expected here. It's not running well at all. because the video drivers are not the right drivers, but they work a lot better than I ever would have expected. Yeah, I will say this is not very playable. Where's the shotgun? Oh, God. Og play track 0 out of range. Too bad it won't just take it straight from the CD. So I think that was a perfect test that went above and beyond my expectations for Haiku OS. It is pretty amazing and has a lot of potential, in my opinion, to be a very usable, very user-friendly operating system that installs very quickly and runs very efficiently and can pull off some miracles like the one you are seeing right now. Now, of course, it could be a lot better. There could be a lot more work done on the drivers and stuff. But considering everything, this is pretty dang good. So I guess that'll conclude for now until I can possibly try some other stuff. Well, I guess there is one thing we didn't try yet, and that is LibreOffice. LibreOffice. Okay. Writer document. And here we are. It looks pretty awesome. Now the only thing I haven't tested yet is maximizing a window. Apparently that's what it looks like. You have a big gap up here with nothing. And you also have a big gap up here. Now can I customize? Yep, I can. I can go over that if I want. But I can't make that go much higher because then I won't be able to grab it as easily because I don't have that top thing there. So that's one of the drawbacks to this UI style, is that if you try to maximize stuff, it just doesn't look as good. I suppose if you had multiple things in the background, you could see them and sort of switch between them like tabs, maybe? Well, it appears that this works. Calc. Not bad. Pretty solid. Definitely do a chart. Can't do a pie chart. We do something like that. We can. Yes, it works. The tooltip is fucking massive. And I crashed it. Well, it can definitely use some work, but overall, Haiku OS just presents itself so well, and everything is blazing fast to click on. There's no lag, no hourglass, no spinning beach ball, no whatever the fuck. It just fucking works. Change the resolution there if you want. Set background. I can actually move where the logo is. Okay, now that's a cool feature. You can have a logo and move it around. Just you could have, in this case it's a 351 by 132 logo, and you can move it wherever you want. That one's a little bit smaller if you want it smaller. That'd be helpful because if you have like a little logo, like a company logo, put it right there. It's perfect. Now if I change the color, and that won't look as good. Totally lost it. It's gone now. Alright, well, thanks everybody for watching. I will see you next time, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let's actually, before we go, let's just take a look at everything we did so far. This is the list of things we had to do. Kind of a lot. Here's a list of things that we tested out, and LibreOffice works as well. Too bad OpenArena didn't work. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.